Listen up, everybody. I want you to forget about the Snyder Cut. Forget about Justice League. That's not what you were really looking for. What you really wanted, that's right, was a Ghostbusters 2016 three-hour director's cut. So this man, he is the director of Ghostbusters 2016. Now, if you remember that movie, it came out and it was quite a spectacular launch for that movie because that was, I want to say that's the first time you ever saw like the whole istophobe thing. Like, people were making fun of that movie, and that's back when, this is the first time you were an istophobe for not liking it. Oh, you're a misogynist, and you don't like the ladies because you didn't want to see a reboot. That was very unnecessary. The trailer came out. It was heavily downvoted, and Paul Feig, the guy who directed that movie, was very, very bitter about it. He still goes on and on about that movie. He's very proud of that movie, even though it was a disaster and it didn't make any money. Paul's very upset about it. It was really quite the story when that movie dropped. People still make fun of it. It's a sad story because we should have gotten the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie we're getting. We should have gotten that movie instead of this movie back then. And the failure of this movie was so spectacular that they turned around and they're giving us Ghostbusters Afterlife. And then there was funny controversy involving that because all of the people that, wanted everyone to like this movie got all upset and mad because people were happy that they were getting the real Ghostbusters movie instead of this one. Nobody liked this movie. There's a very, very small contingent of people that liked this movie. And to be honest, I don't even think they really like the movie. I think they just like it because so many people hate it and they can just sit there and call people istophobes. In my honest opinion, I don't think very many people liked this movie. I thought this movie was terrible. Terrible movie. It was an unnecessary movie. We never needed it. And it really should have started the trend of not making movies like this. But what's funny is ever since this failure, Hollywood just keeps trying to make these all-female swapped reboots. They're talking about doing it with Pirates of the Caribbean now. A female-focused Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, they won't stop. They keep doing it. It's never worked. People don't want it, but they keep doing it. So never to miss an opportunity. Paul makes one tweet. He says, "There's a 3.5 hour cut of Ghostbusters Answer the Call. I'd be happy to share." That's a response to Mark D. White here, who says, "Can we get the Paul Feig cut of Justice League instead?" As a joke on this right here, saying, hey, can we get instead of getting the Justice League Snyder Cut, can we get a recut of Paul's garbage Ghostbusters movie? That's basically what's going on there. And the media, of course, is running with, oh my God, 2 or 3 articles on that one tweet have already popped up. This one's a lot shorter and simpler, so I'm going with this one. I'm not surprised by that. The media has been butthurt about Ghostbusters 2016 since 2016, and they won't stop. I can't wait for Ghostbusters Afterlife to come out. That's going to be glorious when that comes out, because I can tell you right now, the critics aren't going to give it a chance. They're going to review bomb it the moment they're allowed to. You're going to see bad review after bad review, praises and comparisons to Ghostbusters 2016, how that's the movie we should have gotten, and that, this is an example of why studios shouldn't bow to the man babies. It happened with Rise of the Skywalker, even though most people had generally hated Rise of the Skywalker. The reasons all the critics hated it is because it retconned out a lot of the stuff in Last Jedi. Anytime companies try to please fans, these media personnel, these journalists, these NPC, they get on there and they strike against it. It's clockwork. So as soon as Ghostbusters Afterlife drops, that's what you're going to see. I guarantee it. All the critics are going to review bomb it, and they're going to hate it, and then we're going to have article after article after article about why 2016 Ghostbusters should have been the one to get the sequel. Unless, of course, all of these outlets go out of business. The way things are going, that could happen too. That could happen, and then maybe we'll get fair criticism of the movie. Either way, when that movie comes, make sure you just go to your favorite YouTube reviewers. Like, I'm going to review that movie. You might have to wait because I won't, I'm not going to get advance tickets. I'll have to wait till it comes out to watch it, unless, of course, it's video on demand, which could happen, by the way. I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's videos. How people just don't care about movie theaters anymore. A couple polls came out. But anyway, they're going to jump on this for sure. Just like they jumped on this tweet. Look at all this talking about this movie. So following the announcement of Zack Snyder's Justice League that would be coming to HBO Max in 2021, the internet started sharing jokes about various other unseen projects they'd like to see released, with the director of 2016's Ghostbusters weighing in on the matter, claiming there's a 3.5-hour cut of his film that he's waiting to release. Given that Feig has known for his many hilarious comedies, okay, and that he included the hashtag Feiger cut, it's unclear how serious he is about an unreleased version of this film. But with the film being such a sprawling adventure, we wouldn't doubt that there are a lot of scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor. And this is true. Now, here's the thing. There are a lot of scenes on the cutting room floor because the guy had no direction for his movie. They've stated over and over again that they used a lot of improv for the film. And they basically there's a lot of unreleased footage because they just did take after take after take after take after take after take because they didn't know what they were doing. Of course, it's because they were all having such a good time when they were shooting it and stuff like that. So I have no doubt that there's tons of unreleased footage for this film. I have no doubt that he probably could do a director's cut of this film. The problem is nobody wants it. There's no reason to make it. I don't think you'll see too much traction on this, but I just find it funny that every time something comes up with Ghostbusters, this movie gets brought back up. The tears over this movie, in my opinion, are very delicious. There's a 3.5-hour cut of Ghostbusters answers the call that I'd like to share. Feig shared on Twitter when a fan asked about the cut of Justice League. While Hollywood has regularly delivered audiences remakes of beloved films, few projects have sparked as much controversy in recent years as Feig's film. Ahead of the film's release, some fans considered the project to be the final straw in remakes due to the success of the original film, while other toxic fans began trolling the endeavor due to its decision to deliver female heroes instead of male protagonists. The film itself earned 74% of positive reviews. Well, of course it did. Of course it did. I'm surprised it's only 74%, to be honest. I'm sure that there's articles out there calling the people that gave it bad reviews toxic men. I don't even need to look that up to tell you that probably exists. It's calculated by Rotten Tomatoes, but with it earning only $229 million worldwide on a reported budget of $144 million, its financial success was far short of expectations. Don't forget the marketing budget, which what do they say is take this and double it or something. $229 million worldwide for a movie like that is a disappointment because it's Ghostbusters. It should have made a lot of money. But anyway, a proper sequel to the original live-action films Ghostbusters Afterlife was slated to hit theaters this summer, only to be delayed because of everything going on right now. Despite the franchise exploring a different avenue with the latest film, Feige previously revealed that he would still like to see his reboot characters embraced in the series in the future. I hope, he confirmed with Film earlier this year in regards to his reboot series Finding New Life. What's so great in the comic book world is they've done a crossover with ones where there's like an interdimensional rip and our team joins up with the original Ghostbusters. So the fact that that's already been laid and made comic book canon, anything could happen, so who knows? I would love to see that team come back. We had so much fun making that film, but whatever controversy it caused, the fact that so many kids love it, that we won the Nickelodeon Best Movie of the Year award that year makes me very happy. How come they're still not talking about it? If a film is that loved, it still gets love. People hate this film. Nobody likes it. Stop dreaming. They're never coming back. You'll never see another film with those terrible characters again. I'm sorry. So, Yeah, the idea that he's joking here, I don't think so. He would love to put out another version of that film. He would love to make another one. He's very bitter that it didn't do well. And like I said, the tears are delicious. This movie was a terrible, terrible idea. But I just find it funny that as soon as he made that tweet, boom, 4 to 5 articles pop up talking about how great this movie is and that we definitely needed another one. They made sure to talk about the toxic fans that didn't go see it. What is that? 80% of the world then? Because nobody seems to like this film. So everyone that didn't like it is a toxic person then, huh? Istophobes. Istophobes everywhere. Anyway, that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think about them trying to jump on the Snyder Cut to maybe get some more direction for this movie? Give me your thoughts on that. Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.